recording of me just doing some farming run. In a second here, I'll be opening up my skills tab to show you guys what I've been up to. Since this video, I have gotten 50 mining, I've gotten 53 fishing, I've gotten 53 cooking. So yeah, I've also been working on getting 25 herblore, which I'll be getting that later today. I've been buying supplies for that, and then I'm going to be doing the hero's quest. That way, once I do that, I'll buy 2 amulet of glories, and I'll be able to start using those. And anytime my charges run out, I'll just be able to go either use the other one or just go recharge them, since it's pretty easy to recharge, and I won't have to keep buying new ones and stuff like that. So that'll be extremely nice once I can do that. And then once I do that, I'll probably just be working on some questing and stuff. I'll be working on trying to get Barrows Gloves. I'll probably do a few of the recipe for disasters. That way I can at least get a type of gloves. I'll have to actually probably do some money making first, because I am running pretty low on money. I'll probably get my range up to like 50 or 55 today, and then try and do some green dragons and just hope that I don't get PK'd and stuff. So excuse me. Other than that, we do have some Battlefield 4 news. I'm not sure if I talked about this in my last video, but Battlefield 4 is built on a Frostbite 3 engine. It's a new version of the DICE's Frostbite engine that improves the game's visuals, animations, and AI. Our opening mission is fishing in Baku. It's set in the capital city of Azerbaijan and introduces players to Tombstone Squad. Tombstone consists of 4 soldiers: Irish, Pack, player character Wrecker, and squad leader Dunn. Players must cut off Dunn's leg with their knife after he's crushed by a destroyed helicopter, and he later dies after the vehicle is riding in plummets into the sea. So that's actually one of those jaw-dropping moments, or one of those very emotional moments within the single-player campaign that DICE and EA are trying to have us feel right now, is that instead of just playing a campaign and story, they're trying to get some emotion in with it. They're trying to, make it so that you're more connected with the gameplay, so that there's actually stuff going on between the characters. There's a relationship going on there, and they want you to feel that. So that's definitely a plus in my books going on by DICE right there. Rather than jumping between different characters throughout the campaign, players will solely play as Wrecker, with the single-player narrative focusing on the story of Tombstone. There will be additional characters, though, including a female soldier, which is rumored to be called Hannah. Yeah, you heard it right there. There's going to be female soldiers in Battlefield 4. Hopefully this also carries on to multiplayer. That'd be pretty sweet to see some females in the Battlefield there. DICE is using railroad actors and roles of its soldiers. Irish is played by Wire's Michael K. Williams. The soldiers' facial animations are exquisite. So they are using actual actors instead of just, voice actors that, we may not have heard of. I've personally never heard of Michael K. Williams, but he's apparently the voice actor for Irish. Female characters will not be playable in the game, single or multiplayer. So I guess that means they will not be in the multiplayer. So scratch that on my earlier thing. I'm reading this off a website. I can leave the description for all this info in the video description. So I'll leave a link there. Little is known about the game's story. However, the game appears to include at least 3 warring factions, including the United States, Russia, and China. A Chinese character called Admiral Chang is referred to during the prologue's closing moments. So I'm sure all of you have seen a video about this, or somewhere you've seen info about this, where there's a new factor being included in the game here, and that's going to be China. Basically, this is saying that, we've got this larger country entering the battle. We are unsure if, China acts on us first, if we act on them first. I'm going to take a guess here saying that China probably attacked us first and then we retaliated, declaring war on them. Generally meaning that it's not like the U.S. to just go into a country and, invade it and just start a big conflict like that. So China's pretty big, their military is pretty big, so I'm pretty much guessing that China most likely attacked us. Again, that's not confirmed, so I could be wrong, but that's just my guess and point of view on that. The opening mission recaps the moments leading up to Dunn's death following Tombstone's squad as they engaged in a firefight inside an abandoned school and creeped through a woodland before being ambushed by Russian troops outside a construction yard. A set piece later in the sea reveals Tombstone climbing to the top of a building for helicopter extraction before coming under fire from a Russian attack helicopter. The building is destroyed, but players continue to fight as it crumbles to the ground. One thing that I don't understand this is they're on top of a skyscraper that's being constructed or a very large office building that's being constructed, and they're on the top floor and the attack helicopter makes it collapse and fall over. So what I'm wondering is how are they able to survive that? I mean, I know they go down like a couple floors, but a couple floors in this matter wouldn't, that wouldn't really make a very big difference. I mean, do they that would definitely hurt if you were falling from the top of a unfinished skyscraper. So, Dunn, his leg does get caught under some rubble, so that's one of those moments where, like I said, you gotta chop his leg off, and I believe in the video he passes out from that. So, the size of the knife, though, actually, it's a decent sized knife, but you'd figure that they'd cut it off with a bigger knife, and he just does it in one swift motion and stuff like that. Art director Gustav Tilby, I think that's how you pronounce it, states that the game's tone is based on an aggressive world in the single-player campaign. The world is on the verge of war, and the story of Battlefield 4 is an underdog story. The squad is fighting against the odds and fighting against the elements. He continues, the world is on the verge of war, and the squad is driving straight into it. Players are now able to issue orders to their squad mates, including the ability to designate targets to allies on the ground and in the air. It isn't clear whether players will be able to issue other types of orders. By designating targets, players can get squad mates to draw fire away from them, allowing them to flank enemies and make alternative approaches to situations. So this is referring to if you've seen the 17-minute gameplay video, the preview of the fishing in Baku mission, you'll notice that one of the players, or the character, basically gives an order to, take the fire off me, and then he takes out a shotgun, shoots a little hole in this fence that is just to his right, and he flanks around them and ends up getting them. 2 drivable ground vehicles have been revealed so far, including a civilian 4x4 and a buggy equipped with a turret. So the buggy basically looks like it is the same as the Jeeps in Battlefield 3. So hopefully they do get some new vehicles in there and not all the vehicles are the same. Sea vehicles include a dinghy, attack boats, and jet skis. Naval warfare was suggested but not revealed. So that's definitely one thing that I'll be keeping my eye out for, and as soon as I see something, I'll upload a video about it. One level set in the unnamed ocean sees the player riding alongside a huge aircraft carrier as waves crash into their dinghy. So yes, at the very end of that, we do see a short scene of the player riding in a boat. Everything in the environment is now affected by wind and forces, with particles, cloth, and foliage all affected by the impact of helicopter crashes, grenade explosions, and passing cars. So that's definitely pretty cool that windage will now be in effect. I'm actually kind of hoping that this will be affected while sniping. Make it a little more realistic. There appears to be an element of score chasing in Battlefield 4. The player's score for the level is visible in the top right of the screen at all times, alongside what appears to be an icon for the number of friends online. A trophy icon can also be seen, but it's not yet clear what this represents. So that's also pretty cool that we'll be able to, go against our friends' scores and stuff like that. So next on here, DICE says that they're aiming to bring key elements of Battlefield's multiplayer into the game's single player and promises to offer more open levels and more freedom of movement. Pre-order customers will receive a premium expansion pack at no additional cost, a Battlefield Deluxe digital deluxe version of the game featuring bonus in-game digital items and access to Battlefield 4's multiplayer beta exclusively via Origin. Battlefield 4 launches on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC in autumn of 2013. The release on next-gen platforms has not yet been announced. The game will not be available on the Wii U. So that's pretty much all of the info that I've got here for you guys. This footage here was just extra footage that I had to add in that I did record today. I went over on my previous footage, but anyways, just don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.